I'm sure you must have read the story of Joseph in the Old Testament. How his brothers put him into the pit. You see, his brothers wanted to destroy him. His brothers wanted to get rid of him because he was the favorite of the father. And what the brothers did is they put him into a pit. But they did not realize the pit was the way for him to go to the palace. The very act that the brothers did to destroy Joseph was the very act that was the cause for him to rise to great heights. The brothers put him into a pit to destroy him, but he rose to the palace. I'm speaking to somebody today to tell you that no matter how many people have planned to put you into a pit, that very pit could be your way to your palace, to great heights, your way to success. Don't grumble and complain about the pit, but through that time in the pit or through that time of crisis, begin to seek after God and He will never disappoint you. When you look into what the Psalms says in Psalms 57, it reads in Psalm 57 verse 6, they set a net for my steps. That is what the enemy does. My soul was bowed down. They dug a pit in my way, but they have fallen into it themselves. The psalmist here, David, declares that the enemy dug a pit, but they fall into it themselves. I believe when David meditated on his past and saw his forefathers' stories, he definitely saw the pit that Joseph was put in and how Joseph rose back. We know that David too was put into a pit many a times. Many people sought to destroy him, but he did not fall. On the contrary, his enemies had a fall. Look into the life of Joseph's brothers who put Joseph into a pit. At the end, they had to come begging to Joseph. They had to come seeking favor from Joseph. They themselves fell into a greater crisis. I want to tell you, stay encouraged. Don't be disheartened or discouraged because people around you are digging pits. People around you are digging places to put you down. Don't be discouraged because God is going to lift you up and put you in a position of influence. Those who are busy trying to create problems and nuisance for others will themselves land up in issues and problems. For that moment, Joseph may have felt, I've been put into a pit. My life is such a mess. But 13 years later, he looks back and says, I'm sure he must have done it. How blessed he was. 13 years later, his very family must have said, oh, what a famine we are in. What a time of lack. You see how the situations change. It may take time, but it sure does happen. God's word is true. It will never fail. He will do what He says He will do. And I want to tell you, time will come when everything will shift. When from your valley or from your troubles or from your pit, you will be put into a position of influence. And those very people that wanted to destroy you would begin to experience a shifting in their seasons of trials and tests. I want to tell you, stay encouraged. Joseph, David, these wonderful characters in the Bible, they had their struggles, but we see God lifting them up even through those struggles. The struggles was not their destination. The palace was. Your struggle is not your destination. That pit is not your destination. God has kept something bigger for you. Stay blessed.